being in the presence of the Lord is probably my biggest passion behind my worship leading. When I began doing music in church, I was still sort of in that performance mode. Had to have the sheet music, had to play every note that was on the sheet music. And so many times I was asked to play for the special productions like at Christmas or Easter. So I would do those performances and I would be so nervous. It was so much more about the performance and doing it perfect and pleasing the audience. But then I had a worship leader who really showed me the value of pulling away from performance and having it be more of my own personal worship with the Lord, where when I would play, it wasn't for anyone but for the Lord. It's that audience of one that I would play for. And I remember specifically a situation when we were playing at church and I had my music and a friend of mine was playing next to me and he reached over and took my music away from me. And so I was just a little desperate and just started to play, and it dawned on me that I didn't need that music, that it was really tying me to the music and not allowing me to be free in my worship. So I think that was a turning point for me. It's so important, I think, as a worship leader and as lead worshipers, everyone on the team, to be able to be doing it for the Lord, for the joy of the Lord. And it's a hard line to walk because we are sort of the hosts of the worship. We are setting the invitation for people to come into the throne room to be able to worship the Lord. When we are really connected with the Lord through worship is when we experience His pure joy. Sitting at my piano, is one of my favorite times to be with the Lord. To be still at my piano and to just be sitting there and playing and worshiping. And that's when I find that the Lord will speak lyrics into my heart. But my private worship time with the Lord is it's sacred to me. The thing that I can get the most excited about is when I'm leading worship and I look out and I see others truly having an experience with the Lord. You can see it on their face. They've got their hands raised and they're singing or they're clapping, and it is joyful. People have sort of gotten into thinking that when they have an event, whether it's a speaker that's going to come to speak or like a women's retreat or conference, that the music is not that important. Music can lay the groundwork for the speaker. It can prepare the hearts of the listeners to be able to receive the message. And I think that's what a lot of people don't get. If you only knew the power of having live music and someone that can say, okay, now we're just going to go before the Lord and we're just going to surrender everything and lay everything down in front of the Lord, lay it right at His feet so that we're not bringing anything that will distract us away from our worship. To be able to cleanse ourselves of all the distractions that we have in life and to be able to come before Him and give Him thanks and praise. I love to work with the pastor or the speaker and get a real feel for what is the message, what are they wanting the people to leave with. And then for me, that challenge is to find the music that just paves the way for that. And I'm always very prayerful before I choose the music. And the Lord is so faithful and speaks to me every single time He speaks to me and will give me the songs. I remember the first time that I really truly felt that I was in the presence of the Lord. And it was powerful. It was so powerful. I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to get up out of my seat. I just wanted to stay there and be in the presence of the Lord. I could feel it. I felt Him so near to me. And so, I'm reminded of Moses in Exodus when he was in the presence of the Lord, and he didn't want to leave either. He didn't want to leave the tent. He even told the Lord, Lord, if I go, how will they know? How will they know that I've been here with you? And I love the fact that the Lord told him, Moses, my presence will go with you and I'll give you peace. What an affirmation of the Lord being with us all the time. I want other people to feel that experience of being in the presence of the Lord and the joy that that brings, and the overwhelming love that you feel when you are truly in the presence of the Lord.